Okay, so we are going to attempt to run a practice test. This looks just like the real thing, except you won't be using this link when you're running the actual test. The actual test link is in your email, or it's also in the quick reference guide we have for staff. I did test administrator login. Test administrator, you'll see abbreviated as TA in a lot of things, but so it's right here for you if you need it. Anyway, we're going to run a practice test, and we're just going to see how everything looks and how it works, because this is how it's going to look and work on the actual test day as well. So here we go. I'm going to click on test administration, and then I'm going to log in. I'm going to log in with my username. And hopefully I've typed my password correctly. Okay, so right now it says these are your current proctored sessions, and there are no active sessions. So I'm going to go over here and start a new session now. All right, from here, I'm going to select which practice test I'm going to run. And when you do this on the actual test, you're going to have to select which test you're going to run. So I'm going to start with, let's do a mathematics test. And I made myself a TA for grade 4. So I'm going to click on grade 4, and we'll do the grade 4 mathematics practice test. And then I'm going to click on start active session. Now, right now, I don't have any information that I'm going to share with my students yet. Or, well, I don't have anything I can do because my students haven't joined this session. So I'm waiting on approval for 0 students, and I have 0 active students. All I can do right now is stop the session. Now, I don't want to do that because I want a student to join me in this practice test. So I have a student ID. I'm going to go ahead and type that in over here. So same thing as before. I'm going to go down to apps, and I'm going to launch the secure test. We need to switch to the practice test. They'll leave it on the operational test on the day of actual testing, but for right now, we're going to switch to practice test site. And it's the same login. And now I'm going to click sign in. And that is me. And now the student needs the code. And it starts with NJPT because it's New Jersey practice test. I'm sure the actual test will have a different code next to it. But the code is right here. So this is my practice test code, and this is only good for students who are connected to me in Cambium. And then I'll have my student click join session. All right, and as you can see, the only session available here is the session that I've already started, the grade 4 mathematics practice test. And now my student is requesting to join. I can come back over here to the teacher page, and you'll see now there's a little number 1 next to approvals. I have 1 student waiting for approval. I can click on that, and if this student is supposed to be testing with me, I can click the check mark, and admit them, or I can click the X and say, no, you're supposed to be testing with someone else. I don't know why you have my code. But I'll allow it, and now I can watch and see how the student is progressing through the test. Right now I can see that they've answered 0 questions. But if we come back to the student computer, we can have them, number 1, view their testing attributes, right? So you can see here, the color contrast is default, masking is off, text-to-speech is off, American Sign Language off. The presentation is going to be done in English, there's a 1x zoom, and closed captioning is also off. If this is a regular ed student, these are fantastic, and we're going to move along. I'll click OK. And then I can click begin test now. All right, and now we're testing. All right, and we can click. And remember, we click the next checkbox over here to go to our next question. And as you can see over here, The student who is taking the test has answered 1 of 20 questions, and you can follow along as we go. You can also see that the testing attributes for this student are standard, and I can click and review that on my end as well. I can also pause this test in the middle, not that I'd want to. And that more or less is, I believe, how this is going to run. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.